Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Alumni Gymnasium on the campus of Norwich Free Academy for tonight's ECC basketball matchup between the St. Bernard Saints and your Norwich Free Academy Wildcats. High above courtside, I'm Michael Farrell. I'll be handling the play-by-play duties tonight with my partner, the coach, Chris Giusti, handling color commentary. Many of you know that Chris has been named the new athletic director here at NFA, but he doesn't officially start until February 1st, so we are lucky to have him for the first 4 games of our broadcast season. Juice, it's great to be back with you, even for just a short period of time. And before we get into the matchup, I'm happy to share that you'll be seeing some additions to this year's broadcast, and that's because we're grateful for the support of 3 sponsors helping make all of this possible. NFA Basketball on YouTube is presented by Dime Bank, sponsored by Norwich Public Utilities, and supported by ProCop Signs. We are grateful to have all 3 aboard. Now, the reason we're here, tonight's game, both teams, Juice, coming off successful seasons a year ago. St. Bernard's on an absolute run for the last few years, but tonight it's kind of an interesting situation that both arrive here with losing records almost halfway through the season. The Saints are 2-7, and the Wildcats are 4-5. What should we be making of that, Coach?
Well, both teams have started off the season playing a very difficult schedule, and even though NFA has returned more of the pieces from last year, every season is a new opportunity and challenge to build a culture, build unity, build cohesiveness. So even though NFA does return a lot of pieces, they did lose some key seniors last year, and they're still trying to find their identity, and they did challenge themselves early with a couple of very highly ranked games against East Catholic and Northwest Catholic. On the other side, St. Bernard fully committed to the rebuild as they lost all of their starting 5 from last year, a team that went to the Division I finals and lost to the dominant Notre Dame West Haven with the future Arkansas Razorback Abdul Torre leading that team. So Coach Mark Jones, NFA alum, has been at St. Bernard for a while. He is fully committed to the rebuild, and he's not ducking anyone. He is also scheduled a very difficult December and early January schedule. So what to make of it, Mike? I think they're starting to settle into league play, and really your narrative for how the season goes is based on recency. You could start cold and finish hot, and nobody's going to really remember those December games. Conversely, for the teams that did start hot, if you go cold, then they're going to start to say, well, it was fool's gold. So a lot to still figure out, and a lot to determine as to where the paths of this season and where these teams end up. And tonight is a night that both coaches are looking to step forward with their teams on that road to March.
Well, before we go a little bit further on that and dig into this early season and a little bit about the series, I want to take some time to acknowledge 2 of our sponsors, and we're going to start off with Dime Bank. Wildcat fans, nothing beats cheering on the local team, whether it's basketball or banking. Dime Bank, based in Norwich since 1869, is proud to be the presenting sponsor for NFA boys and girls basketball. Dime Bank, community banking lives here. And our other sponsor to mention now is Norwich Public Utilities. For more than 120 years, Norwich Public Utilities has been committed to making Norwich a great place to live, work, and do business. 24 hours a day, every day of the year, you can always count on NPU. NPU is very excited to sponsor NFA basketball this season. Go Wildcats. So I think one of the interesting things that you had talked about was, are both Coach Brown and Coach Jones trying to kind of figure out what they have tonight? Both played brutal early season schedules. We talked about that. Is this a game where is it really a better sort of marking point for them to see where they are?
Yeah, and especially a launching point, so to speak, for the rest of the season. You want to try to gain some momentum here at the end of January, because those February games are really the most important games that will really determine, what your postseason is going to look like. NFA, goes on a run now they still can capture, the ECC Division I regular season crown. They obviously have aspirations to get back to Mohegan Sun and play in the ECC Championship. They were at Mohegan Sun earlier this year against New London for the Day Holiday Classic. They'd like to get back there to play in the ECC Championship game. And, who knows, maybe get hot in that Division II state tournament and get back to Mohegan Sun. For St. Bernard, I think, they want to try and say, yeah, we challenged ourselves with a lot of out-of-conference games, and now these games are much more winnable, so to speak, at least on paper.
Right.
We want that experience early in the season to pay off now, so that Coach Jones looking to see, what his team is made of, if they can learn the lessons and apply them to these ECC regular season games.
Let me ask you this, Coach. So the teams have one common opponent so far this year, and that's East Catholic. Can we read anything into the fact that St. Bernard's lost 87-56 and NFA lost 78-52? Is really the only thing we're reading into is that East Catholic is still really good.
Absolutely. You answered your own question.
I'm still glad to have you with me, though.
Thank you. And I'm here just to validate your wisdom.
Well, I think the other thing, so if you look over it, so St. Bernard's, their 2 wins are over Woodstock and Montville. They've lost to Fitch, Windsor, Barrington, LaSalle Academy, East Catholic, Pope Francis, and Greater Lawrence Tech. NFA has wins over Killingly, and then 3 in a row, Wyndham, Stonington, and Woodstock, with losses to Newtown, East Catholic, New London, Northwest Catholic, and Ellington. So they both coaches, as you mentioned, they did not shy away, and I think going under the philosophy of let's play the big boys early. But here we are, halfway through the season. NFA, not to be negative on both accounts, but NFA's got to come up with 4 more wins to qualify, and St. Bernard's has got to come up with 6 more wins to qualify.
Yeah, and that's why tonight is such a pivotal game. It's not do or die time yet, but it definitely can springboard you into some momentum. Now, NFA has strung together a few wins in a row. They want to continue that momentum, and St. Bernard looking to begin a win streak as they get heavy into their ECC regular season schedule.
So you mentioned Coach Mark Jones is in his 13th season at St. Bernard's. Coach Brown is in his 3rd season here at NFA. Interestingly enough, a little trivia question for you. When was the last time that NFA defeated St. Bernard's?
So I coached as a head coach, I coached from 2013 to 2021. So I'm going to go with myself.
Yeah, that is correct. On February 16th, 2021, it was a 53-47 win at home. And that was the last time we beat the Saints. What do you remember about that game?
What I remember, I do actually remember that game, Mike, mostly because we had a 25-game home regular season, not home, 25-game regular season win streak.
Right.
And we started the season, that was the COVID season, where we had to play in front of no people and wear masks.
Yep.
And we started the season at New London with a chance to set the record. We had tied a Neil Curlin team that had won 25 straight regular season games, and we lost a heartbreaker to New London. So that was game number 2 that we came here to play St. Bernard that season. So I wasn't in a good mood for that game, but we pulled out the win. I can't remember many of the details. I know I coached against Mark. I had a lot of success, luckily, against Mark in my coaching career. I think he got me once, so I was fortunate that I had some talent that night, and we were able to beat the Saints. But since then, the Saints have really built their program up, and he's had, obviously, some great teams. Won the Division II state title a few years ago, and then back-to-back Division I state finals appearances, losing both times to Notre Dame West Haven.
Yeah, I mean, the mark of success, I think, in this region for the last few years. No question about that. So starters now for St. Bernard's, number 24, Christopher Laramie. Just making sure that what I have matches up with the starters here. Number 1, Brevin Gonzalez. He's a junior. He can shoot from anywhere in the gym. This is number 21. That's Christian Tompkins. He's also a junior. Number 11, Nate Little. He is a senior. And the 5th starter for the Saints is number 3, Darren Robinson. So Gonzalez, Robinson, Little, Tompkins, and Laramie for Coach Jones's St. Bernard Saints. And now we're going to meet the starters for the NFA Wildcats. Should be a similar lineup for most people, and one of the interesting things is that this is a lineup full of juniors. So Angel Torres, number 1, a junior. Rushan Klahar, number 15, a junior. Number 23, Josiah Success, a junior. Number 10, Carter Stringer, a junior. And the point guard, the floor general for the Wildcats, wearing number 0, Josh Lavoie, also a junior. Helping out Coach Brown on the bench is Matt Martinez, Matt Danieluk, Steve Hay, and Alex Harrison. Steve Hay, a new addition to the staff this year. So we are going to pause here for the national anthem, which I believe is going to be performed by one of our students, Elena Dwyer, a rock star in our play shop with tonight's national anthem. Wow, Elena Dwyer, I'm not sure how much of that you can hear, but it was fantastic. I will say one of the best new features about the home games this year is having our students perform the national anthem. We've had amazing soloists like that. We've had instrumentalists. Looking forward to it the rest of the way. Kind of gave me chills.
Yeah, excellent. As you said, Mike, new addition this year, an initiative led by one of our house principals, Dr. Daly.
Correct.
Not Miss Daly, Dr. Daly.
Doctor, 100%.
Dr. Daly, and like we had some dueling saxophones one of the games.
Yes, we did.
And beautiful voice there from Alana to get us started on the right foot.
Yep, she will be one of the stars in our spring production of Mean Girls, our annual musical that happens later this year. And here we are, about to get underway. Rushan Klahar going to jump center for the Wildcats against Laramie. Laramie wins the tip. St. Bernard's opens up in the red. NFA in their home whites.
NFA starting in the 2-3 zone here. They've played a lot of zone this season.
Gonzalez, he's in the building. He's in range. That shot, no good, but Laramie comes down with the rebound. Klahar with the steal. Back the other way come the Wildcats. One-on-one, Klahar. No-go, gets his own rebound, and he's going to be fouled.
It always is a critical component of high school basketball, any basketball game, but really high school basketball. Can you get second chance opportunities?
So it's the first foul on the Saints. I believe it went to Robinson. It did. This is Klahar. He's got Stringer, Lavoie, Success, and Angel Torres. Rushan's going to drive middle himself. He's going to get the bucket. First basket of the game, Rushan Klahar.
Good decision. Take it to the rack. Put the onus on the officials. Maybe get a foul call. Good finish by Rushan.
This is Nate Little. That's Darren Robinson. Underneath 21, that's Tompkins. He's got a cutting Little. Shot's no good. Foul on the Wildcats. That foul's on Angel Torres. That's his first on the team. And it's going to send Nate Little, I believe, to the line for the first 2 free throws of the night.
You'll see a lot of man-to-man from St. Bernard and a lot of zone from NFA. It'll be interesting to see if either coach tries to play any different defense tonight. But most of the time, these two coaches have stuck with those defenses for their respective teams.
Little makes 1 of 2. The Wildcats hold a 2-1 lead. We played just about a minute, and it's a turnover back to St. Bernard's. One of the things, Coach, I want to get into later in the game is you mentioned it earlier. Is put the pressure on the officials when they're driving to the basket. So let's put a little pin on that. Put the old sticky in the parking lot, and we'll circle back to it later.
All right, Mike.
Here come the Saints. Gonzalez. That ball is a sloppy pass. Stringer comes up with it the other way. That's on the ground, and it's going to remain NFA basketball.
Good transition defense by the Saints. It looked like NFA had numbers. Good hustle back to create the out-of-bounds opportunity.
Yeah, it seemed like they closed that down very quickly. Torres going to trigger the inbounds. It's Klahar. Shots up, no good. Own rebound, no good. Rebound again. Carter, Stringer, no good. Gets his own rebound. Stringer again, no good. Rebound to St. Bernard's, and this may be the second foul on Angel Torres. No, they got success. Josiah Success with his first, second on NFA. 2-1 Wildcat, 6:34 left to go in the first.
Wildcats in this extended 1-2-2. They like to play a little passively at the top and then trap the sides.
Little to Gonzalez to Tompkins, swings it out to Robinson. His shot's no good. Tompkins with the rebound. Gonzalez gets by Stringer, throws up a runner, no good. Ball's batted around, and Success comes down with it. Stringer from Lavoie. Carter Stringer, layup. First 2 of the game for him. 4-1 Wildcats.
Perfect pass by Josh to allow Stringer to just have an easy 1-dribble layup.
You know, I know it's early in the game, but we might call that assist from Josh our dime of the game. Sponsored by Dime Bank. So we're going to have to keep our eyes open for a great assist.
It certainly was a candidate right there.
That's a long-range 3 from Nate Little, and he buries it. He's got the 4 points for St. Bernard's. We are tied at 4, 5:30 left to go in the first. This is Lavoie. Torres getting his second start of the year. Back to Lavoie. Finds a way to get his own shot up, no good. Rebound pulled down by Christian Tompkins. Back come the Saints. Little takes it all the way in. Can't find it, the rim there, and Stringer comes down with a rebound. Back the other way come the Wildcats. Stringer hoping for a foul there, didn't get it. Lavoie has control of it now. Plenty of time on the shot clock. It's at 21. Lavoie resets the offense. Shot clock's now at 11. Lavoie needs some help. Success. Shot clock at 7. Stringer. He drives, tries to get the ball to Klahar. Launches a 3. Oh! Just like they drew it up.
Oh, man, is that Caleb Williams out there?
Just
Sean Clara.
Oh, very good. Just like they drew it up. 7-4 Wildcats. Got the crowd awake a little bit here. Brevin Gonzalez with the ball now. Little's going to go long range again. That one's no good. Stringer with another rebound for him. Up comes Lavoie. Back to Stringer. And the Wildcats will settle into the offense. Lavoie goes baseline reverse, no good. Rebound Saints, and they've got a 3-on-0 the other way, and that's an easy bucket for Nate Little, who's done all the scoring so far for St. Bernard's.
Yeah, that's a mistake from the Wildcats. Somebody's got to get back. We used to call it a fullback. Whenever a shot goes up, somebody's got to designate themselves is to get back to half court and not allow an easy layup like that off a defensive rebound.
3-pointers up from Rashawn. He buries it. That's his second of the night. He's happy about it. And the Wildcats have a 10-6 lead with 3:25 left to go in the first.
8 points from Rashawn. Good start for him.
Sure is. Good start for anybody. This is Little give and go to Tompkins. Wow. Christian Tompkins with a floater, a little fall-away floater. Either way, it was good. Lavoie's going to drive the basket, try to get the contact. He does, and the hoop is good.
Do some damage. I think, Josh put on some muscle in the offseason. He's able to absorb contact from the bigger defender and still be able to finish.
That's the first foul on Brevin Gonzalez, so he has one and Robinson has one. Lavoie's going to go to the line where he's going to get one. Checking in for the Wildcats, number 24, Tavion Brown, and number 2, Jayandre Pontes. Jayandre is a senior and Brown is a junior. Lavoie's shot no good. Rebound, St. Bernard's. They also had a substitution in. He's off the ball right now, number 0, Demetrius Kilgore. He's a sophomore. He's got the ball now. Lavoie's on him. Little fights his way underneath. He's going to pick up contact. I believe it's going to be on Tavion Brown. It is. That's his first, third on the team. Darren Robinson checks right back in for the Saints, and Laramie goes to the bench. It's 12-8 Wildcats with 2:41 left to go in the first. St. Bernard's will inbound. Kilgore will launch a 3. Long rebound. Lavoie pulls it down, and here we go the other way. Lavoie moves left side, shifts Tavion Brown to the right side. Brown's going to launch a 3. He's not bashful, and his first 3 is good. I think Coach Brown has got great minutes out of Tavion Brown early here in the season.
Yeah, he's been a little spark plug for the Wildcats.
And somehow we let Nate Little get through again, but there was a double dribble in the process. Turnover, Wildcat ball. Looking to expand on a 7-point lead, 15-8, with 2:08 left to go in the first.
It's amazing, Mike, how the score increases quickly when you make 3-point shots. I think it has something to do with the shot being worth 3 points instead of 2.
Do we need to go over a math lesson here?
Some things are still fundamental,
And we've got 4 of them so far in the game. 3 for the Wildcats and 1 for the Saints. Lavoie goes on Kilgore, reverse layup. Josh Lavoie, another 2 points. That's 4 for him. And the lead extends to 9.
And when you hit those 3s, Mike, then the defense has to close out harder. It allows you easier drives to the basket.
Floor opens up a little bit, right?
Absolutely.
Tompkins, Robinson. He's in the lane, throws up a floater. That's no good. Pontes comes down with a big, strong rebound, and here comes Stringer the other way for the Wildcats. Lavoie working on Kilgore. 0 on 0, if you will. Josh is going to draw the foul on Demetrius Kilgore. That's going to be his first, and it's going to be the third on the team. We've got 1:19 left, and the Wildcats are up 17-8.
Yeah, and there was games this season where NFA really struggled from 3, and then they find themselves wondering where the shot is going to come from. When those 3s go down early, a lot more open shots in the lane.
Lavoie loses the handle, goes up. He's going to get a pick up a foul. I believe it's going to be on Robinson. If it is, that's his second. No, I think it's a different number. Looked like a double-digit situation. We'll wait for the call to be official. Josh is going to get 2 shots. Wow. Josh missed his first 2 shots of the night. A rare occurrence. Don't have confirmation on that foul as it has not been put on the board. Second free throw from Josh is up and in. 5 early points for Josh Lavoie, 18 points for the Wildcats, 8 for the Saints, with 1:16 to go here in the first, and we have ourselves a first time out of the game. So, Juice, let's go back to what I had said before to sort of put the pin in it. Can you talk about like Josh driving there and putting the pressure on the officials and what that really means?
Well, especially when your shots aren't falling, you want to use, if you're in a situation where you have some more athleticism than your defender, or even as much as athleticism as your defender, you drive to the basket aggressively and not out of control and try to create contact, and even if the shot doesn't go in, the official might see something there that puts you at the free throw line. When you settle for a jump shot and it doesn't go in, the official doesn't have to do anything except put their hand up and get ready to put their second hand up if it goes in.
Right.
So you want to create that kind of action to continually force the officials to be looking at what's going on underneath, because officials are human just like us, and they get to be into a groove of things, and if they're not blowing the whistle a lot, then they might not blow it. So the more opportunities that they see contact, the more likely it is that you're going to get a foul called.
I love it. On the floor for the Wildcats, Klahar, Brown, Lavoie, Pontes, and Stringer. For the Saints, Kilgore, Gonzalez, Robinson, Little, and Lauren. NFA with a 10-point lead with just about a minute to play here in the first quarter. This is Brown on Kilgore. Stringer, Robinson goes by him, and Darren Robinson called for a travel. Turnover Saints, Wildcat ball.
Yeah, NFA really mixing it up a little bit. They're starting out in an odd front zone look, three-quarter court 1-2-2, but then Rashawn drops all the way back down into the middle into an even front zone look, so a little confusing to the Saint offense that time.
Here goes Lavoie driving on Kilgore, 0-on-0. Shot is good. Josh is going to find himself back at the line.
And right now, one of the staples of a Mark Jones varsity team has been man-to-man defense and good help side defense. He doesn't have those rim protectors that he's had in the past. He had the Marshall brothers. He had other guys that could leap out of the gym, and whenever you drove to the basket, maybe you had a step on your first defender, but you didn't always get the basket because they had good help side. Tonight, no help side for the Saints, and Josh is feasting going to the basket.
Makes his free throw there. It's 21-8 now with 35 seconds left. That's going to be a foul on Tavian Brown. That's going to be his second.
Not a terrible foul. Had one to give.
Checked into the game at that break for the Saints, number 5, Daniel Serralta Sinelli. He's a freshman. So when you talk about committing to the rebuild, maybe that's part of it right there with a freshman getting some early playing time here for the Saints.
Yeah, and Coach Jones will build these guys up. And now that's a bad foul because you got, a team that's struggling to score, and you have 2 quick reach-ins, and that's 5 team fouls, which creates 2 shots from the free throw line.
And it's the second on Angel Torres. So it's going to send Robinson to the line. The Saints are 1 of 2 from the line. Little made 1 earlier. So where are you? Are you concerned at all right now, Coach Brown, that Torres is out there with 2 fouls in the first quarter? You're going to let him play a little bit? You're going to pull him? What are you going to do?
No, because the way Coach he's really trying to figure out, what kind of depth he has. He really could go 10 deep, legitimately. And who's going to separate themselves? Who's going to learn to play with fouls? Obviously, if this was a guy that he needed out there definitively in the fourth quarter, you might think about sitting him right now, but I'm not worried about Angel being out there right now because you got a lot of depth on the bench.
Shot clock is off. Game clock's at 14 left to go in the first quarter. Wildcats holding the ball here clearly for the last shot of the quarter. Lavoie directing traffic. The clock's at 5. Lavoie's going to drive, spin, floater, good, and he's going to the line.
I believe that is his 4th and 1 of the quarter, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you are correct, and that is at least the 2nd foul on Darren Robinson. And Josh has the chance for another 3-point play here to extend the lead to 16. And he does. 24-8 Wildcats. 2.1 seconds left. A long-range shot.
Called the foul, and that was the right. Honestly, that was the right call. And yeah, you know, so talk about coaching high school players. It's not always as easy as it seems. I would say almost a perfect first quarter for the Wildcats, except for a couple inexplicable reach-in fouls on the second to last possession. They didn't make any free throws, so it didn't hurt them, and now you're fouling a guy at half court. So some stuff for Coach to talk about here at the quarter break.
So the foul is on Rashawn Kahar, his first. This is Brevin Gonzalez with 3 shots. He missed the first. He's got 2 remaining.
4 straight missed free throws for the Saints. That's not going to help.
Gets the second. He'll have 1 more. What's the issue here? He was reaching to his face. I wonder if he's got some blood or something going on. Looks like the trainer from behind the bench is coming over to do something, and he's going toward the end of the bench.
We got 30 seconds now to...
Yeah, doing some work up on his nose, I guess. So if the 30-second expires here, what happens?
You're reading. This would be a first that the guy actually started. I've seen it before where you get hurt on a foul, and so somebody else subs in to shoot. I've never seen the guy shoot 1 or 2 free throws, go out and have a replacement. So I'm actually hoping it happens so I can check that off the list. We had a player on our girls team this year have 2 4-point plays in the first quarter. I've never seen that in any level of best. But Brevin's back out here, so I'm not going to check that off the list tonight.
So Brevin Gonzalez makes 2 out of his free throws. That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter with a Wildcat lead of 24-10. And as we come to the first quarter break, we are going to again thank our sponsors.
At Dime Bank, we're all about community. It's who we are. Local communities made up of customers, families, and friends. Business owners invested in helping their communities thrive. Dedicated employees committed to giving back in ways that go beyond banking. If your banking relationship leaves you wanting more, come join our community. It's your bank, your choice, your dime.
Once again, Dime Bank, thank you for being the presenting sponsor of NFA Boys and Girls Basketball. I'm Michael Farrell along with Chris Giusti. It is the end of the first quarter here in Alumni Gym, where the Wildcats hold a 24-10 lead over the Saints from St. Bernard's. Coach Lavoie had 11 in that first quarter, and Rashawn Kahar had 8. Other thoughts from your end?
Well, NFA shot the ball extremely well, and it started with hitting some threes from the outside. They were 3 of 4 from downtown and 9 of 15 overall, so sizzling at 60% on the other side. The Saints really struggling to shoot. 1 of 5 from downtown and 2 of 10 overall. So that's the difference there on the scoreboard.
Familiar faces on the court for the Saints: Laramie, Little, Gonzalez, Robinson, and Tompkins. For the Wildcats, Kahar, Torres, Pontes, Lavoie, and DJ Deserduin checking in for the first time tonight to start the second quarter. He wears number 5.
The Saints have made a change here at defense. They are in the 3-2 zone, so Coach Jones hoping and enticing the Wildcats to shoot the deep one, and they do.
They do, and they don't have success with it from Torres. Lavoie somehow comes down with a rebound, gets it on his own miss. Ball's bouncing around under there like a pinball machine, and the official says Wildcat basketball.
Second chance opportunities. The Saints are going to zone now. They got to make sure they find the man to box out.
Lavoie to Deserduin. DJ shot no good. Gets his own rebound. Finds Kahar. And this is Torres.
want to get somebody in the middle here against this 3-2. There you go. Perfect.
Pontes pass off the hands of Torres. Turnover going to the Saints.
Perfect movement, poor pass, but good idea conceptually. Get a guy to the middle, look to that opposite block for that diagonal pass.
We played, Rushan Klahar with a steal and a score.
So quick.
Brings him to double digits for the night. I was going to say, we've just played about a minute, 6:45 left to go in the second, 26-10 now Wildcats. This is Little. Klahar is on him. Robinson's going to launch three. That's no good. Rebound bounced around in the hands of Lavoie. Here comes NFA back the other way. Lavoie, Desarduin. Layup is up and good for DJ.
And DJ can fly. He's a track star.
He sure can fly.
He loves basketball, I think, more than track, but he really could get up and down the floor. That's his game.
Good pressure by the Wildcats. Saints get it over the line. This is Tompkins. He's got Lavoie on him. Torres trying to work the double. Tompkins gets all the way in there, but we're going to have a foul on the Wildcats. I believe they called that on Lavoie.
Yep.
That's his first.
Yeah, he was riding him a little bit as he went to the basket.
Josh, I think, the other thing you're talking about challenging the officials, I think Josh does that defensively, and I think he does it very well. He's in the hip pocket, all the time. Long range three for the Saints. Little, no good. Rebound, Robinson. His follow doesn't go down. And the rebound is settled down by Desarduin. Torres, nice pass up to Klahar. Layup is good. Great pass there from Angel Torres to extend the lead to 20 with 5:45 left to go in the first half. And a quick timeout from Coach Jones.
Coach Jones not happy with the transition defense and the defensive intensity. He'll give guys freedom to play on offense, but he demands a standard on defense. And right now, the Wildcats are running up and down the floor. And I think even more concerning is the second chance opportunities that St. Bernard's is giving up. That can't be sustained. That's something that just breaks the spirit of a player. When you get a stop, force a bad shot, and then the other team gets another chance, and finally then they score on their fourth chance. It just kind of takes all the wind out of your sails. So they got to get that cleaned up, and that's the risk you take when you play zone, and why I didn't play zone a lot myself as a coach unless I knew I had outstanding rebounders who had innate ability to track the ball off of the miss, because it's hard to find your box out, and that Coach Brown has really worked on that with his team. You'll notice if you watch the game closely tonight, NFA does a good job boxing out of the zone, and you have to be able to find men if you're going to play zone, because a lot of times you get free runners from the outside that get those long rebounds.
NFA basketball presented by Dime Bank, sponsored by Norwich Public Utilities, and supported by ProCop Signs. Here we are coming out of the timeout. Looks like same players from both sides. 5:44 left to go in the half. 20-point lead for the Wildcats, 30-10. This is Little. That's Gonzalez. Unable to find the long-range jumper tonight, which we've seen him land before. Inside to Laramie. Working against Pontes to Little. Sorrell to Sinelli. Gonzalez. Shot clock at 4. Brevin's going to launch a three. That's no good. Rebound. Officials call Wildcat ball.
The Saints really struggling from the three-point line. 1 of 8 now. 0 of 3 this quarter.
Lavoie faces pressure. Gets to the center of the court. 3-on-2. Lewis lost the handle a little bit. Stringer long-range three. Let's talk about the importance of Carter Stringer hitting his first three-pointer of the night.
I love, if you've heard anything that I've said, Mike, over the last couple of years, I love the inside-out three. It's my favorite three because the pass comes right into your shooting pocket. You just have to rise and fire.
Wow, Desarduin. You talk about the speed, and there it was on full display from the tip to the coast-to-coast move. But I think he his speed's going to get him here. I think he's going to be called for the foul. Let's see. It's either him or Stringer. It's going to be DJ.
This has been an impressive first half from the Wildcats, and that's why I say the narrative is based on recency. And you know, you can have a bad memory in sports, and that's not a bad thing.
That's another long-range shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Stringer. He's facing a double team. Lavoie picks up the loose ball. Gonzalez hawking him at the top. Josh from the key. No good. Rebound stolen by Desarduin. Man, his feet, they just don't stop. Lavoie, dish to Pontes. That is the dime of the game right there. Josh Lavoie with his second assist. A great one to Jayandre Pontes. Another dime of the game, sponsored by Dime Bank.
Yeah, throws the defender with the middle drive and just dropped it off with the finger roll.
St. Bernard's back the other way. Gonzalez gets by Pontes and Desarduin and gets his first field goal of the night. He hit 2 free throws. He's got 4, and we're at 37-12 with 3:43 left to go in the half.
Good decision by Gonzalez. Get into the lane, get a short shot, see the ball go in.
That's a long-range 3 from Stringer. 2 for Carter tonight. He had 2 against Woodstock last game, so we might be seeing the confidence grow and the shots starting to fall on a regular basis.
And when you're 5 of 7 from three-point lands, it makes the game so much easier.
That's going to be a foul on Klahar. That's his second. Checking in for St. Bernard's number 15, this is Mo Whalen. He's a senior. He replaces Seralta Sinelli. And in for the Wildcats, Torres is back in, and he gives Rashawn Klahar a break. A well-deserved break after 12 points for Rashawn. Rebound to Pontes, Stringer the other way. Lavoie gets around Whalen, drives to the basket. He's going to pick up the foul and find himself back at the free throw line. I believe that foul is on Whalen. It's going to be his first.
And what you see tonight from Josh is kind of a recipe for all the players out there who are struggling with their deep shot to fall. Just keep going to the basket and don't settle.
Right.
You know, I think sometimes a three-pointer is a settle, and you can get a better shot going to the hoop. Not to say that if you're feeling it, you keep shooting until the well runs dry. But if you're not feeling it, go to the hoop.
That's 2 for Lavoie from the line, and it stretches the lead to 30, which is almost impossible to fathom. A foul on the floor first. Gonzalez drew it, I believe, on Pontes. Yes, Jayandre's first. That is the fourth on the team. So one more, and St. B's will be shooting. Oh, DJ almost had. Oh, look at that pass from Pontes on the steal to Desarduin. Stringer's going to try another 3. No good. He was hoping for the foul. And here come the Saints back the other way. Speaking of 3, Brevin Gonzalez, long range, no good. Rebounds knocked out of bounds by Mo Whalen. Ball goes to the Wildcats. Hold a 30-point lead with 2 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the first half. That's Lavoie up to Desarduin. Settling down a little bit. Stringer, Lavoie. Plenty of time on the shot clock. It's at 27, 26. Desarduin, little baseline shot, no good. Rebound pulled down by Whalen, and that's going to be a foul on Angel Hernandez. It's going to be his third. And what was interesting to me there, Coach, was Coach Brown immediately sort of put the, it's okay. Put the brakes on him a little bit there.
Well, it's not okay, but you can't.
Well, but you know what I mean. He's trying to settle down.
You can't get a technical foul, and you got to chill. And that 3 fouls will go to the bench, and that's why he's got a lot of interchangeable parts right now. Just Coach Brown trying to figure out, who are going to be those guys that rise to the challenge. And we see another new face in the game here, number 13.
Kyrie Dudley checked in, replaced Torres, and Success is back in. 15, Mo Whalen's at the line for 2. He misses his first. So Stringer, Desarduin, Success, Dudley, and Lavoie. That shot is good for Whalen. Back the other way come the Wildcats. Lavoie's going to drive, floater. Josh is good again. 44-13 now. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the first half.
And I don't think Josh has scored from outside the paint, except for the free throw line.
He's got 15 by my rough count. That shot's off balance from Gonzalez, no good. Rebound pulled down by Dudley. Here comes Lavoie. You just mentioned it. He heard you. Launched the three, no good, and that rebound's going to stay to NFA.
Yeah, I mean, if you're up 31, so why not? Sometimes 0 on the roulette wheel hits too, but I would have just kept going in the rack. But I mean,
who are you?
I'm not really much of anything.
That's why you're sitting up here.
Exactly.
This is Dudley. Had a great JV game earlier today. Wildcats won that, and they also won the freshman game, I believe. Ball tipped by the Saints into the hands of Stringer. Spin move, rejected. Success going to the floor. Oh, nice effort by Josiah, but just on the line. Turnover, tough turnover there. 1:34 left to go in the half. 44-13 Wildcats.
I love when people get on the floor, though. That's contagious. Those effort plays, something Coach Brown could look to encourage his team.
Gonzalez loses the handle as he tries to drive the lane. Lavoie goes back the other way, off the glass, and another easy layup for Josh Lavoie. He's having an unbelievable first half.
And it's, you haven't noticed it already, Josh is a righty, but he loves to drive to the left.
He does love that left side. He really does. Gonzalez loses the handle, but I got a foul here. I'm not sure if it's on Brown or if it's on Dudley. Looks like it's on Kyrie. That's going to be his first. And the team is going to go to the line because NFA is over the limit. Now that we've had this a few years, how do you feel about this whole free throw situation? Do you long for the old one?
No,
you like this one?
I always liked it, honestly. I, as a coach, nothing gave me more anxiety than watching my player at the line for the front end of a one-on-one. I know the fans liked it. I hated it. It gave me an ulcer, I think. But I never got to coach under this format, and I never got to coach with the shot clock. Maybe someday, Mike. Maybe someday.
I think you're going to be busy starting February 1st. Gonzalez misses the first, nails the second one. That's his 5th point of the night. And it is a 32-point lead with 1 minute left to go in the half. Tavion Brown, Josh Lavoie. He's got Mo Whalen on him. Gonzalez coming over to help as Lavoie gets it to Dudley. Success, ball's knocked away as it goes inside for him. This is Tompkins, nice move, Christian Tompkins, but he misses. And Christopher Laramie with the rebound, and he's going to find himself on the line as Josiah Success picks up his second foul of the night.
NFA's done a good job of taking care of the basketball tonight, Mike. They turned it over that last possession, but only 3 total tonight. St. Bernard has 6 turnovers.
Not the first half that Coach Jones envisioned. Absolutely the first half that Coach Brown would hope for. Laramie's made 1 of 2. Doesn't get the bounce on the second one. Rebound is picked up by Stringer. We are at 37 seconds left to go. Stringer to Dudley, long-range 3 for Kyrie, in and out. Success can't get the rebound, and it falls into the hands of Laramie. This kid's working hard under there for the Saints, number 24. Christopher Laramie, he's a sophomore. Also part of your rebuild process for Coach Jones. This is Little, the shot clock is off. The game clock is at 15 seconds to go in the half. Clock is now at 6. Added pressure from the Wildcats. Tompkins can't get it to go. Laramie, there he is. Great follow-up there for Christopher Laramie. That makes the halftime score 46-17. The Wildcats up by 29. So, Coach, we're going to have plenty of time to get thoughts on this. We're going to run a couple of commercials right now. First from our sponsor, NPU. Then we're going to go into Dime before we have a special halftime guest.
Hello, my name is Jeff Brining. I'm the 14th General Manager of Norwich Public Utilities. In addition to providing life-essential services to the community of Norwich in gas, water, sewer, and electric, we're also very focused on providing value to the community. We do this through competitive rates, exceptional reliability, exceptional customer service, and involvement in our community. So I just want to wish the Wildcats a wonderful basketball season. Go Cats!
At Dime Bank, we're all about community. It's who we are. Local communities made up of customers, families, and friends. Business owners invested in helping their communities thrive. Dedicated employees committed to giving back in ways that go beyond banking. If your banking relationship leaves you wanting more, come join our community. It's your bank, your choice, your dime.
We are back inside Alumni Gym in Norwich Free Academy. It is halftime. The Wildcats hold a 46-17 lead over the St. Bernard Saints. The dance team is on the floor right now, but I am joined by Nick Statulis, the new President and Chief Executive Officer of Dime Bank. First of all, Nick, welcome. And you know, we're in a new year. You're in a new role. How's it going?
Yeah, thank you. Well, I guess I'll start off by saying go Wildcats.
Right.
Unbelievable night here tonight. But yeah, I had an opportunity beginning of this year to take over the leadership role for Dime Bank, and the transition has been as smooth as you can imagine. We are a organization that I like to refer to as Connecticut's best community bank. We have a team of professionals that is ultra focused on providing an exceptional level of service for our clientele. And working and leading this team of professionals has been very easy for me. So it's just been great so far.
That's awesome. And we can't thank you enough for jumping in and taking the lead role in our sponsorship of these basketball games. And I think, as people have seen from the game, there's a pretty good relationship that is already existing, and I think developing a little bit more between NFA and Dime.
Absolutely.
Your take on that?
Yeah, so, you know, a high school athletic, what is more community than that, right? And this is exactly what we're focused on. As Dime Bank, we're very focused on our communities, finding ways that we can give back to the community. And this partnership with NFA just makes perfect sense for us. We have NFA alumni that are sitting on our board. 3 members of our board are NFA alumni. We have a number of individuals working for the bank that went to school here at NFA. And it holds a special place in our heart. So
now,
a perfect partnership.
I know your predecessor loved the marching band. Do you love the marching band?
We do. I mean, amazing opportunity a couple of years ago to bring the marching band in. Had a little commercial. We brought them into our annual meeting, and they were received so well. People just love to see those kids coming in.
We'll get you on I don't know, a marimba or a tuba or something when the fall comes around.
That's right.
So it's your first full year leading the bank.
Yep.
What can we expect to see? Is there anything different in terms of how you define community banking?
Yeah, so I've been asked that question a lot, as you might imagine. And I'd like to answer it by saying I'd like to focus on the things that are not going to change, which is Dime Bank providing a white glove level of service. Our team of professionals is here ready to answer questions for clients, to provide that level of service that they maybe can't get at the regional and national brand. So I'm very focused on continuing that tradition, 157 years of success for our organization, and really founded upon that customer and that customer relationship. So that is what is going to continue being the case here at Dime Bank.
I mean, you think about the relationship, and for whatever reason, it just hit me when you said that number. So 169, 57 for you.
Yep.
I think it's 169 for us. We're 1854.
Amazing, isn't it?
So, you know, the fact that 2 organizations have been serving this community for so long is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the community. You guys are at parades. You're doing cleanups.
Yep.
Can you give us it's the Blue Crew?
The Blue Crew,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, that's what we like to call our volunteers that work for the bank and are volunteer for different activities out within the community. Just a couple of examples. This past year, we had an opportunity to work with an elderly couple that was homebound, and we were able to get out to their house and help them do some spring cleaning.
Nice.
Clean up their yard, plant some flowers, put some mulch down, and you can see that sense of pride in home ownership that comes back to them. Another thing that's near and dear to me is dealing with food insecurity issues, right? So we know that there's a need out in the community, and just this past holiday, which is a really important time for us, we were able to work with a nonprofit partner and make a donation that led to meals being served for 25,000 people.
Wow.
During the holidays, where they otherwise wouldn't have had that opportunity. So it's a core principle of the bank. Our folks come to Dime Bank because they know we give back to the community, and we're very focused on that. And partnerships like this that we have with NFA to get that word out is an important part of our success.
And it seems like anytime I see you guys at a parade or something, we're not talking 10 employees.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what Bob's sweatshirt budget is. I mean, maybe that's what draws him in, or the
That's
sweatshirts.
right.
But what I love about that is there's always consistency and there's always a huge number.
Yes. Yeah, so you're absolutely right. That swag budget is going up on an annual basis. But we do. When we show up for these parades, it's amazing. You see the turnout. It's not unheard of to see 50, 75 employees, as well as their families coming with them. And they really enjoy getting out in the community and putting the word out there about Dime Bank. So we're very fortunate to have a group of individuals working for us that are very focused on giving back to the community. That's exactly what we're about. If your listeners are interested in working with a bank that is very focused on giving back to the community and providing exceptional level of service, we welcome them to come in and give us an opportunity to earn their business.
And a fancy new branch coming, right?
Indeed,
Almost ready to unveil the new branch.
Our new corporate office on Salem Turnpike. So we appreciate all of our customers that have worked with us as we're putting new windows in, refurbishing that branch, and really making it the show place for us, for our corporate office as we move into the next 157 years. So we're looking forward to that.
No pressure to keep this going, right?
Absolutely.
Nick Statulis, President and CEO of Dime Bank. Really appreciate it. We'll have you back for another game if you're up for that before the end of the season.
That sounds great. Thank you so much.
Really appreciate you guys helping us get this
Go
off
Wildcats.
the ground.
Thank you.
Go Wildcats.
Appreciate
Thank you. Halftime here at Alumni Gym, high above courtside. I'm Michael Farrell. That was our special halftime guest, Nick Statulis from Dime Bank, our presenting sponsor. Shortly, we'll be back with Coach Giusti, and we will run down some stats and other information from the first half, where the Wildcats find themselves with a 46-17 lead. And Juice, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking this game is a lot easier when the ball goes through the hoop. Right?
Okay. So we've talked about you get more points when you shoot a three, and it's easier when the ball goes in.
18 of 32. I'll let you do the math on that.
That's like 60, almost 55, 60%.
And definitely over 50%. And Josh Lavoie leading all scorers with 17. I don't know what you have.
I have him with 17. I
yeah.
have Pontes with a deuce. I have Desarduin with 4. Stringer with 8. Klahar with 12, and Tavion Brown with a three-pointer for him. On the Saints side, Gonzalez with 5. Nate Little, 6 early points leading the way for the Saints. Mo Whalen with 1. Christian Tompkins with 2. And Christopher Laramie with 3 points right there towards the end of the first half.
Yeah, and on the other side, the Saints just haven't been able to find the bottom of the net. 4 of 20 overall and 1 of 10 from way downtown. They're not helping themselves from the charity stripe either. 6 of 13 from the free throw line. NFA, all the numbers are good. We said 18 of 32 overall, 5 of 10 from three-point, and 5 of 7 from the free throw line.
It's been you couldn't script this for Coach Brown any better, I don't think. And from obviously the shooting percentage, and hopefully that's going to continue in the second half. But I think the confidence. We talked about it earlier. NFA hasn't beaten St. Bernard since you were at the helm in 2021. So I think this means something for our guys. And as they're starting to already think, this is the halfway point of the season, like potentially, I'm not going to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but a great start like this is an awesome thing to see.
Absolutely, and you want to finish the job now, right? You can't, we're not going to start looking ahead to some of these other games, even on the broadcast, until we see how they finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the game probably isn't in doubt, but you still want to keep the foot on the gas. You don't want to make this half sloppy and come away with like a 10, 15 point win. You want to maintain that lead, and exert your dominance over this team, because you're going to have to play them again in Uncasville, and you don't want to give them a glimmer of hope that they can hang with you next time. Of course, Coach Jones is going to, pump them up and say, backs against the wall. But, kids, remember, how the first game went, and if they get some confidence, the Saints, this half, that'll be a lot for them to build on moving forward. Whereas the Wildcats, they just want to keep doing what they're doing, take care of the basketball, make good decisions, take the ball to the rack, limit the Saints to one shot.
Both teams out with their original starting lineups. For the Saints, it's Little, Gonzalez, Robinson, Laramie, and Tompkins. For the Wildcats, it's Stringer, Klahar, Success, Torres, and Lavoie. Three-pointer up from Little, no good. Robinson pulls down the rebound. Back to Little, into the lane, gets Success in the air. Can't get the rebound to go. Laramie fighting again there. That kid's working hard. Success as well. Good battle there between the two big guys.
Yeah, but two quick offensive rebounds there from the Saints. NFA lucky that they got the possession arrow here so the Saints don't get a third opportunity, but got to make sure you limit the other team to one shot.
Here comes NFA back the other way with a 29-point lead, 46-17. We're just underway here in the third quarter. Mike O'Farrell, Chris Giusti. NFA basketball, our first broadcast of the season. Stringer, long-range three, front rim. He chases down his own rebound and gets it to Success. Klahar, Lavoie, trying to settle things down here for NFA. Goes into the lane. Fall away in the paint, no good. Laramie pulls down another rebound. Gonzalez, long range. When he's on, he can shoot from anywhere in the building. Scrapping on the floor, alternating possession will remain Saints ball. Success and Little battling for it there.
A little bit more of a spirited effort here to start the half from the Saints.
Well, I can't imagine it was a calm halftime discussion.
No? Your imagination, though, you know.
I know, you never know what's coming up. Torres steps into the lane and intercepts the pass from Robinson intended for Little. Lavoie back the other way, looks to see who he has. He has Angel Torres. That ball gets knocked out of bounds as he tries to get it to Success, and it will remain NFA basketball. Decent crowd on hand here tonight in Alumni Gym.
Yeah, student section about halfway full, maybe.
We haven't had many home games, so people are still sort of realizing that we do play at home after a tough opening schedule where Coach Brown took the team on the road, which obviously he hopes is going to do them well as the season goes on. That's going to be a foul on Nate Little, I believe. Oh, he called it underneath on. I'm not sure who that's on. It has to be on Little because he was guarding Lavoie. But I believe looked like he put up 0. Success off the glass, no good. Klahar, rebound, follow, no good. Tompkins pulls down the board. Back the other way, the Saints. That's number 13, Kwani Kilgore. He is also a freshman. Laramie fights his way through, ball's knocked out of bounds, Saints basketball.
And you see the Saints just don't really know how to find a shooter open against this zone right now.
Gonzalez is going to try it, can't get it. Rebound pulled down by Stringer, ripped away by Tompkins. Ball on the floor, back to Klahar. He goes to the center, he's got help on either side. Dipsy-do, up and in. Rushan with his first bucket of the second half. First points of the second half for anybody after nearly 2.5 minutes. 48-17 Wildcats, and right back at it, Christian Tompkins gets on the board for the Saints here in the second half. Lavoie, that's Torres, Klahar, Stringer, and alley-oop to Klahar, no good. Feel like a little too early for that. Little back the other way for the Saints. Tompkins going to drive. Success draws the offensive foul on Tompkins. Nice position there by Josiah.
And he sold it.
Oh.
He definitely fell back and put the onus on the official.
There you go. Put the pressure on the official.
You got to make a call when the big man falls straight back. You're going to have to blow the whistle and make a call.
That is not one you can let slip through. Lavoie pulls up elbow. That shot's no good. Josiah back the other way. Can't get it underneath. Gonzalez gets possession of the ball, throws it off Success, remains St. Bernard's basketball. With 4:44 left to go here in the third, still the lead is at 29, 48-19. Saints back the other way. Little gets Laramie to come up and help him. He kicks it out. That's Tompkins. Back to Nate Little. Between the legs, foul line extended, shots no good. Tompkins right there for the great rebound and follow. That's his second basket. Turnover, Saints ball. Laramie up and no good, but he's going to get himself to the line. The question here is the foul on Stringer or is it on Torres? It is on Carter Stringer. That's Carter's first. Laramie's going to go to the line for 2. He was 1 for 2 from the line in the first half.
And so not the third quarter that Coach Brown had hoped for after the sizzling first half. NFA has missed 6 shots in 7 attempts, turned the ball over once, and given up 5 offensive rebounds. So if they had started the game like that, it would not have been a pretty beginning. But since they have the big lead, it's no harm, no foul right now. But you want to continue to play consistent and play your game.
Tavion Brown, Jayandre Pontes in for the Wildcats. Rashawn Kahar, great body control there on that layup. I think that's the one thing I've been super impressed with him is the way he can contort his body to his advantage in this early season.
Yeah, super athletic, football player, track star. He can do it all. You know, it's just about finding a way to put it all together on the basketball court. A lot of things you have to do on the basketball court all the time. It's hard to just say you got to do one thing. So
he's a junior. He was 3 for 5 from the line in the first half. He makes his first here. Cuts the lead to 26. Just about halfway through the third quarter. Second one is no good, but the rebound, Little fights for it, and that effort is going to maintain possession here for the Saints as Klahar was the last one to touch before it went out of bounds.
Another second chance opportunity here for the Saints.
Yeah, I think Coach Brown is not, as you mentioned, too excited with the start of this third quarter. Long range from Brevin, no good. Tompkins right there again. That's his third time doing that in this quarter. Gives him 6 in the quarter, 8 overall. Lavoie's going to try to get something back the other way as the lead's been cut to 24, 50-26. Josh is going to get to the line for 2 shots.
7 offensive rebounds for St. Bernard this quarter has allowed them to chip away here. Cut some off of that big NFA lead.
Lavoie makes his first, gets his first point of the second half. As we mentioned, he led all scorers with 17 at the break. He equaled the amount of the Saints. Josh's second shot is up and good. 3:51 left to go in the third quarter, 52-26. The Wildcats have right now doubled up the Saints. Little, Tompkins, who's had the hot hand early this quarter for St. Bernard's. Spin on the baseline, gets it to Laramie. His shot's no good, gets his own rebound. Number 8, you said. That misses, and Stringer pulls it down. Good work underneath by Christopher Laramie. Kahar, Tavion Brown, long range 3. That's no good. Lavoie goes in for the rebound. He's not going to get it, but he is going to get the foul. It's going to be his second on the night, and it's going to be Saints basketball. DJ Desarduin, number 5, is going to check in, replace Carter Stringer. DJ had a great first half. He had 4 points, but he was active and he was fast. Let's see, perhaps his inclusion here into the lineup is going to get some excitement going again for the Wildcats.
And not a lot of transition opportunities this half for the Wildcats.
Gonzalez cannot find it from outside tonight. Tavion Brown, coast to coast. Can't finish on the layup. Too bad. A good opportunity there for Brown. He just gets a little aggressive on the other side. He's going to get the foul. It's going to be his third. That is the fourth on the team. So with 2:53 left, the Saints will shoot free throws for the rest of this quarter. Kilgore inbounds to Little. He's got an easy spot to the hoop, but Pontes comes over, but there's Laramie. Offensive rebound, putback.
I believe that's 9 this quarter.
Kids working hard for the Saints. Tompkins gets the steal. Kilgore's going to drive, kick out to Little. Changes his mind on the three and gets it to Gonzalez. Finds Laramie underneath, and here come the Saints. Timeout on the floor by Coach Brown as the Saints have cut it to 22, 52-30. We have a full timeout on the court, and we are going to acknowledge our sponsors. Dime Bank, our presenting sponsor. Wildcat fans, nothing beats cheering on the local team, whether it's basketball or banking. Dime Bank, based in Norwich since 1869, is proud to be the presenting sponsor for NFA boys and girls basketball. Dime Bank Community Banking lives here. And another company that's been in Norwich for more than 120 years, Norwich Public Utilities has been committed to making Norwich a great place to live, work, and do business 24 hours a day, every day of the year. You can always count on NPU. NPU is very excited to sponsor NFA basketball this season. Go Wildcats, and we are grateful to Dime Bank and Norwich Public Utilities. So, what's Coach Brown? Why'd he call that timeout, Juice?
Not taking care of the basketball, giving up offensive rebounds, not getting any movement on offense, just a stagnant quarter. And, what looked like a ho-hum cruise to an easy victory, all of a sudden it's 22 and, you're about 10 points away, 10 St. Bernard points away from it being, a white knuckler again.
So the Wildcats have been outscored 13-6 here in the third quarter. Lavoie's going to try to change that with a nice dish to Tavion Brown for a bucket underneath. We might call that the dime of the game. Here's Gonzalez back the other way, 54-30 now, Wildcats. Ball's loose underneath. Klahar up to Tavion Brown, the alley-oop, back to Klahar. Can't get it, but he's going to go to the line.
Finally a transition opportunity for the Saints. Klahar get one more inch on that vert, and that is bringing the house down. He's just a little bit off from getting that to go down as a thunderous dunk, but boy, he can run the floor.
I'm going to, he gets the first one to roll. What's the harder thing to do there? To throw the ideal pass or to catch it and bring it home?
Depends on who's catching it.
Oh, that's a cop-out answer.
Well, I mean, if you're throwing it to Mitchell Robinson at 7 foot, it's
all right.
It's not that it's not that hard to throw the pass. But like when you have to time it against throw it perfectly for a guy that needs the perfect pass in order to dunk it, the pass is harder.
Got it. That's what I was looking for, Coach.
Yeah.
Tompkins gets all the way through but can't finish. Laramie almost with the rebound. Down to Desarduin. Brown, Lavoie, Josh up, and he's going to get himself back to the line with a foul by Nate Little. Because I think, I don't know. These are things I'm fascinated by, like the wide receiver catching the back shoulder end zone throw. Like, how do they even track that and see it? And in this case, the pressure to throw the pass, but also to deliver on the pass. To send the place, like you said, into a ruckus.
Yes. Well, like I said, in basketball terms, it's not that hard for a 7-footer to catch and dunk a ball, but it's also not that hard to pass it to one.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
there's no 7-footers on the floor tonight.
Yeah. But you know what I mean. There's some 6'6" guys in high school. Abdu Torre from Notre Dame, West Haven. A little bit easier to throw the pass to him.
Lavoie to the line for his 11th time. He's made 8 of them, and the Wildcats are back up 26 now with 1:30 left to go in the third. Gonzalez, wow, finally gets, believe it or not, that's only his second field goal of the night. Kid's been working hard trying to find the rhythm. Lavoie, I thought, got a shot there to the face. No call. Ball's going to stay NFA possession. Brown will inbound. Tavion Brown. Pontes hits the deck. Lavoie loses the handle. It's going to stay NFA basketball.
Pontes tripped. He would have had a layup.
Yeah, sure would have. What we got going on here? Seemed calm.
Little bumping, just trying to settle things down. Neither player wants to give up space on the floor.
Brown's going to set it in motion again, gets it into Pontes. Lavoie, top of the key. He's going to take Tompkins to the hole. He's going to draw the body, and he's going to draw 2 more shots at the line.
And it's just that mentality that I'm going to create contact. I think, in that situation there, Tompkins has some height. You almost want to give him a little bit more space and let Josh try to score over you instead of trying to crowd him and block his shot.
12th attempt at the line. He's 9 of 12. Stringer back in for Tavion Brown. Second shot rims out. Gonzalez comes down with the rebound. 1 minute left to play in the third. 25-point lead for the Wildcats. 57-32. Robinson, Gonzalez, Laramie, and then there are, I think, both Kilgores are on the floor. And that is Demetrius Kilgore with his first bucket of the night, and he's going to have a chance at a 3-point play.
Yeah, nice little baseline drive, drew the contact, was able to finish the floater.
Demetrius Kilgore is a sophomore. Kalani Kilgore is a freshman. They wear 0 and 13. Demetrius makes the 3-point play, cuts the lead to 22, 57-35, with 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Cross court to Klahar, long range 3, no good. Rebound to Kilgore, to Gonzalez, who slips.
Oh boy.
Hope he's okay there.
Yeah, that.
Looks like he's favoring the right leg, calf, knee area.
Hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, there was a cramp in the JV game earlier.
It's
He just lost his footing.
It's hot in this gym.
It is hot in this gym. He just lost his footing there, still down, and the attendants are coming out to check on him now. They're looking at the right leg. And while we have this opportunity, let us roll into
I'm Jeff Brining, General Manager of Norwich Public Utilities, and I just want to wish the Wildcats a wonderful basketball season. Go Cats!
All right, we are back, and while we're here, I just want to also thank ProCop Signs for their support. NFA basketball is supported by ProCop Signs, locally owned and family operated since 1964. Vehicle wraps and lettering, wide format printing, banners, posters, and more. Located in Taffville, learn more at procopsigns.com. So Gonzalez is off the floor after a slip. Hopefully it just looked a lot worse than what it really is for him. Clearly favoring the right leg, but we are about to get underway here. Looks like we're bringing out a little mop here to dry up the area where Brevin was on the floor. Roy Wentworth, the outgoing athletic director, leaving no stone unturned here.
Wow.
Leading by example
Yes.
all the way to the end.
Yes. He helped injured player off the floor in the JV game,
Yes, he did.
and now mopping up the wet spot.
I hope you're noticing all of these things.
I am taking notes.
Here come the Wildcats. Stringer got Demetrius Kilgore all over him. Gets it over to Lavoie. 20 seconds left in the third quarter, 57-35. down to 22, what was 29 at the half. So the Saints have outscored the Wildcats by 7 here. The shot clock is off. Carter's going to launch a 3. In and out. Rebound. Desarduin, Kilgore, jump ball. Arrow favors the Wildcats with .4. What can you do with .4? Can you actually get a shot off here?
Yes. .3 is all you need.
No.
This is actually a really cool opportunity
to try something.
To try,
here, right?
you know, these situations you don't get to practice.
They were unable to make that work as the pass to Pontes was intercepted by Robinson. And we end the third quarter, 57 for the Wildcats and 35 for the Saints, which means in that quarter it was 18-11 St. Bees. So if you're Coach Brown, signs of goodness in there, but overall not the consistency that you would have wanted based on the first half of play. And if you're Coach Jones, I think signs of some goodness in there, but maybe a little too far back to really get some things going.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think both coaches are in a situation where, you know, they're not going to get exactly what they want. For Mark Jones, he wants his team to keep fighting and show effort and show competitiveness, but even if they do all those things, they're probably not going to get the win, right?
Right.
And Coach Brown wants his team to be consistent and to be smart and to play with the same passion, but they're up 30, they're high school kids, it's hard, you know, and so you're probably going to naturally have a little bit of a letdown. But here in the fourth quarter, a chance for NFA to turn it back to what they did in the first half and finish this game strong and keep this a 20-plus margin.
So the Saints are going to inbounds the ball. 0, Demetrius Kilgore. 13, Kawani Kilgore. Darren Robinson, number 3. Daniel Seralta-Sinelli, number 5. And Christopher Laramie, number 24 for the Saints. For NFA, number 10, Carter Stringer. Number 2, Jandre Pontes. Number 1, Angel Torres. 0, Josh Lavoie. And number 15, Rashawn Klahar. So the same starting 5. Nope, not the same starting 5 for NFA. Success would have been in there instead of Pontes. Saints start the quarter with the basketball. Kilgore to Kilgore. Looks like NFA back in their 2-3 zone. It's going to be a long-range 3. Can't find the iron. Torres with the rebound.
It's crazy, Mike. St. Bernard has 1 3-point make, and I believe it was the second 3 that they took. They've missed 12 in a row.
Yeah, it was Nate Little early on in the first quarter.
They're 1 of 14.
Pontes right hand, can't find that one. Kawani Kilgore pulls down the rebound. Ball stolen by Lavoie. He's going to go up, lay it in. Josh Lavoie having himself a game. He's going to get back to the line for what we think might be his 5th attempt at the traditional 3-point play.
Yeah, and it's really the 3-point play that he can, you know, make a season off of and live off of. Doesn't need the one from way downtown. Just take it to the bank, the dime bank.
That's well done, Coach. Well done. Lavoie's shot is good. Extends the Wildcat lead. 60-35. Back to a 25-point game. This is Robinson. Gonzalez remains on the bench. I would imagine we're not going to see him the rest of the way if that's any type of injury that, you know, Coach Jones doesn't want to take any chances, perhaps in a game like this, that he continues to injure himself. Kilgore runs off the screen. Floater from the lane, no good. I think they're going to get Stringer over the back on this one. Yep, against fighting for the rebound there with Daniel Seralta-Sinelli. Getting the substitution in for the Saints, number 15, Mo Whalen checks back in the game. He's going to send Darren Robinson to the bench. 60-35, 6:51 left to go in the ballgame. Wildcats looking for their first win against the Saints since February of 2021. A last victory from Coach Giusti. This is Whalen on Lavoie. Kilgore cuts through. Jumper from the lane. Good for Kuani Kilgore. He's just a freshman.
Yeah, nice looking foul line jumper.
Lavoie now the other way. Spins. Finds himself in the lane. Outside to Pontes. He's going to try a three. That's no good. Plahar up for the rebound, but it's pulled down by the Saints. And back comes St. Bernard's. Inside, Laramie. Kid's playing hard under there. Christopher Laramie, he's going to get himself to the line of the foul on Pontes. Laramie's been to the line 4 times tonight. He's made 3 of them. And he's got 3 field goals, so he's got a total of 9, which leads the way for the Saints. Crowd doesn't have the same energy as they did in the first half. First shot, no good. Josiah Success checks back in for NFA, replaces Pontes. 60-37, looking to cut this to 22 on a make with 6:07 left. He misses both, and the rebound is pulled down by Carter Stringer. Stringer finds Lavoie, Josh pushing it, trying to create some contact in the lane, pulls it out instead. Wildcats settle into their offense, and Lavoie takes it in. He's going to find himself back on the line.
If it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Just keep going to the rack and put the onus on the officials. He's chucking up these points from the charity stripe.
Josh makes the first. He's been to the line. This is his 15th attempt tonight. And he makes them both. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 11 for 15 by my count.
Good way to
earn a living.
Good way to score points in a basketball game from the free throw line.
62-37 Wildcats. 5.5 minutes left to go in this athletic endeavor. There's a long-range 3 from St. Bees. That's no good. That seems to be the trend tonight for the Saints, just not finding the hot hand from anywhere.
It's really crazy, 1 of 15 from three-point lands. That's really the difference in the game. If they're, 5, 6 of 15, this might be a closer game.
Success from Lavoie. That could be the dime of the game.
Yeah, I missed who set that back screen. Whoever set that back screen for Success really deserved the assist there. All Success had to do was catch it and lay it in.
Plahar slams it home, brings the fans to their feet and his teammates to their feet. He's going to try it again.
And he does it again.
Wow. Wow. I don't recall seeing that in a high school game. Within 10 seconds, 2 dunks, same player. I know you can tap into your vast memory of your experience here. 2 dunks, same guy in 10 seconds?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I can't pick it now, but definitely rare.
I had just written down the score, and he was back in for another one.
I wouldn't go as far as to say it's never happened, but it probably hasn't happened a lot.
He's got 21.
Chris Dunn played a lot of games here on this court, Mike, so I'm afraid to say that it might have been an opponent.
I just think 2 in 10 seconds is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Success pulls down the rebound. 4 minutes and 15 seconds left in this game. Wildcats have extended to 31. 68-37. When would we expect to see some of the starters coming out of the game for Coach Brown?
I would say soon. Probably. I was always very cautious with that myself. But I would say the 3-minute mark would be a safe bet to start to see some substitutions.
Success is going to pick up the foul.
Good fourth quarter from the Wildcats to reestablish their dominance in this game.
Long range shot, no good from the Saints. Rebound, Kilgore comes down with a good one there, gets a shot back up. He will go to the line. I believe the foul was on Stringer. And this is Demetrius Kilgore, who was 1 for 1 from the line tonight. Nice looking free throw there.
A lefty.
Love it. Gives him 4, looking for his 5th point here.
Nothing but net.
Demetrius Kilgore, 70-39 now. Lavoie, we got 3:38 left. Let's see what Coach Brown does in terms of the starters. That, if my math is correct, is 30 points for Josh Lavoie. Kilgore, nice, getting in there, slicing and dicing, can't come down with it. Hustles for the rebound, but it's going to be NFA basketball.
And he only attempted 1 3. I questioned it myself, but you can live with, let me just try 1, and then he immediately went back to what he was making money at, going to the basket.
That's success.
And no white flag from Mark Jones, but Coach Brown will send in his substitutes. Traditionally, it is the opponent that will send the subs in. But,
First.
But, I mean, with this St. Bernard team, they're all kind of developing players, so it's what are you really going to do?
How do you do it?
I think, Coach Brown has to make the first volley here and sub out his starters up 33. You don't want an injury.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's the only. You've proven your point. I think the third quarter was a dud. You came out in the fourth. You reestablished what you did in the first half, and now you go back to the drawing board and get ready for some bigger games ahead.
All right, we got 32, Ted Moreau. We have number 4, Renee Montalvo. Laramie misses 1. Who else do we have? We have Kyrie Dudley. We have Raiden Charles. And we have RJ Julian. And we have 2 minutes and 35 seconds left. 74-41 Wildcats. And this is Ted Moreau, number 32, a sophomore who's going to find himself at the line. He banks that one in. You might call that the dime bank.
That's the dime bank of the game.
That's the dime bank of the game.
That's the dime bank of the game. When you bank in a free throw, you are committed to banking.
We've had a few dimes, and we also have had the dime bank. Ted Moreau in the scorebook with 2 free throws.
That's what we got. We got to have the dime of the game and the dime bank.
Correct.
Of the game.
And we're going to have to come up with something for NPU, like the power move or something.
Yeah, I like that.
Right? We're going to have
electric.
To find the electric move and the power move.
We had a couple. Rashawn Clarhar, I think the steal and the dunk would have been the
electric move, and the other one would be the power move.
Now, what about the electric slide?
No, boogie, woogie, woogie.
Defensive slides.
Defensive slides. Sorry, so that's what we need to figure out before the next game is the electric move and the power move for NPU.
Yeah. And by we, you mean you?
No, I mean you.
Okay. So we're already going to coin it. That's what you want to coin it.
Well, it needs to involve those words. We got to have electric
move. Yeah, we got to get something better than that, right?
We got to have electric and we got to have power.
Yes.
So that's our task to work on that. Renee Montalvo, and he gets himself in the books. Senior, who was hurt earlier in the year, I think was targeted for a little bit more action. And working his way back from injury, and good to see a move like that from Renee. Block on the play, but a foul. .157 left to go in this game. Mo Whalen is back at the line. He has 1 point tonight from the free throw line. Just looking ahead for the Saints. It doesn't get any easier after this one. They host New London next week. Always a battle. And it doesn't get any easier for the Wildcats. We go on the road to Fitch.
Well, that's a big one because that is the type of game that's a compass changer. So that one changes the direction of where all the teams are going in the standings, because right now New London beat NFA.
Right.
Fitch beat New London.
Right.
If NFA beats Fitch, we're even Steven headed into the second round of the matchups. Everybody has to play each other again. So compass changer game.
The amount of science and math that has been brought to the table tonight is making my head spin.
Yes. But those are the games I always loved, because you got yourself behind a little bit by losing early to one of the rivals, but then you beat the other rival.
Right.
And then now you're back in the mix. And you get more juice in practice, more things to motivate your team with. So that's going to be a huge game, and Fitch, riding high off a big win over New London at Conway Gym last night.
I just wonder if you're Fitch and you're scoreboard watching, you see the NFA's beating St. Bernard's by 31. Does that make you nervous? Dudley can't get it to go. Rebound, number 21, Raiden Charles gets on the board.
No, I don't think it won't be about nerves.
Not nerves, but surprise or like, wow, NFA bringing it, that kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Kilgore, Demetrius, having himself a nice little game here, hits a three.
I think it's just sometimes we make it too complicated. NFA shot the ball very well from the outside in the first half, and Josh made a decision that he was just going to go to the basket, and St. Bernard didn't really have an answer for getting the ball out of his hands. So, those would be the things that Fitch will be looking at if they watch this tape, if they watch the silky smooth broadcast that you have put on tonight.
Right.
Then it'll be hard for them to concentrate on the game, when they might want to just concentrate on your ad reads. But
I think they were great. Who scored that basket for us, Coach?
That was number 21.
Raiden Charles gets his 4th point of the game.
So, but if Fitch is watching this film, how do you keep Josh from getting one-on-one opportunities? And you got to make sure that you close out on shooters for the Wildcats.
And that's your final from Alumni Gym, 82-52. A 30-point win for your NFA Wildcats. We are going to be joined up here momentarily by Coach Brown, who's going to make his way up. And I'm just doing 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm just doing some math here. Leading scorers for the Saints, Demetrius Kilgore, 9. Brevin Gonzalez ended up with 8. Nate Little with 6. Kuani Kilgore with 2. Mo Whalen with 3. Christian Tompkins with 8. And Christopher Laramie with 12 for the Saints, who fall to now 2-8 at the halfway mark of the season. The Wildcats now 5-5 with 4 in a row. Got 2 points from Ted Moreau, 5 from Tavion Brown, 4 from Josiah Success, 4 from Raiden Charles, 21 from Rashawn Klahar, 8 from Carter Stringer, 4 from DJ Desarduin, 2 from Rene Montalvo, 2 from Jayandre Pontes, and 30 points from Josh Lavoie. Coach Giusti is handing over the headset right now to Coach Brown. 30-point win, just what you dialed up, right,
yeah,
Coach?
Don't expect that too often, but we'll take it.
You'll take it. What an effort in the first half.
Yep.
I mean, Lavoie making his offense wherever he goes. He finished with 30 tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and Rushan had 21. So can you talk, I guess, to me about the start? You were up by 29 at the half. You were up 24-10 after 1.
Yeah, we were preaching defense the whole time. Obviously, points will come off our defense. Just keep attacking the basket like we told them. That just relentless on offense and just rely on our defense, to be honest. Like, that's defense travels, and obviously sometimes offense wasn't always there. So
we're halfway through the season, 10 games in, 5-5.
Yeah,
what's your right where you want to be?
Yeah, I mean, we'll take it. A couple games we could have had early in the season, but I think we learned a lot from those games, and I think it's helped us moving forward. So just got to keep grinding.
And it
keep
gets no
playing.
easier. You're going to Fitch on Tuesday.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously you don't have a game plan yet, but
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
No, we're excited to play them. Obviously, we know who they are and we know what you got to do. So we just got to play hard and see what happens.
Coach Jeff Brown, thank you.
All right,
Congratulations.
thank you.
First
Appreciate it.
win over St. Bernard
All right.
since 2021.
All right, we'll take it. Thank
Changing
you.
the narrative.
All right, thank you.
What a fantastic win here for the Wildcats, 82-52. Coach Brown with his insight there, he feels good about where they are. Halfway through the season, he's feeling good.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, your narrative is based on
Recency.
your most recent performance. You want to call it recency, most recent performance, what you do today. When we were in the midst of our undefeated season, the great Howie Dickinman Jr. said to us after one of the games, the most important game is the next one. So, you just continue to preach that to your team, and you get off to a bad start. Well, the most important game is the next one. You win a big game, so what? The most important game is the next one, and you just continue to emphasize that, keep players focused on the present. Don't look too far in the future. Don't look back in the past.
Well, if we look to the immediate future, our next game here is Tuesday. While the boys travel to Fitch, the girls will be hosting Fitch. They lost to the Falcons earlier this year. They have a chance to get revenge here on the home court. Coach Murphy's team playing much better basketball as the season progresses, so I'm looking forward to that one. Right, they've also won 4 in a row. And we couldn't have done this tonight without our sponsorship, NFA Basketball presented by Don Bank, sponsored by Norwich Public Utilities, and supported by ProCop Signs. And we also couldn't have done this without Mark Betancourt, the man who's been pushing all the buttons, making sure we sound good, making sure we look good, which is why you don't actually see us on screen.
He shut off
Probably
the camera.
the best thing that Mark did for us, but we couldn't have done this without Mark, and we are grateful for his help.
Mark is the man.
And